Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for today's show, and today I am joined by a special guest who happens to be a real-world pilot and a member of the Aerobask development team. Please join me in welcoming Captain Guillaume Fuentes. Captain, how are you doing today?
Yeah, greetings, Osama. Thanks for having me here. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you tonight, flying the Phenom 300. It's a great honor.
Excellent. I think I still don't have to. Can you see the live scene, Captain? Oh, I think it's the delay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's for me, it's all in live.
Okay, perfect. Well, folks, so before we begin, we have a giveaway that is currently going on for 3 copies of the Phenom 300, and 1 copy is courtesy of Aerobask. Thank you very much, Captain. That's very gracious, very generous from Aerobask to provide the Q8 Pilot members and subscribers with a chance to win a copy of the Phenom, and 2 other copies are courtesy of the Q8 Pilot channel. So folks, here's what we're going to do today. We are currently at Furnace Creek, Death Valley, California, and we're going to be flying to San Jose. It should be an interesting flight, and the captain is going to show us around. So Captain, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the Phenom and this specific livery that we're going to be flying today, and maybe a little bit also about the Aerobask team and what went on in developing the aircraft.
Well, thank you for the invitation. So this special livery, as you said, it's kind of special for us. You don't have it in the default folder. You have to go on the Aerobask website to find it. It was developed to thanks the owner and company that owns that specific aircraft for opening the doors of the aircraft to us, so we could do some recordings and and get in the airplane recording all the sounds. So this aircraft is part of why the Phenom has so good sounds. It's because we were able to record the sounds from a real aircraft. So as you said, the Kilo Lima 06 airport is kind of special. It's a very short runway, and I think it would be great fun making the departure out of it and show the public the short field performance of the Phenom today.
Perfect. So we are going to hop into the cockpit, and we're going to begin with the startup procedure. Do you want me to go through the fuel information and all that good stuff, or would you like to do it? It's up to you.
Well, obviously I'm not in control of the airplane. You are the captain of the flight, so I let you make the briefing as you're the pilot flying today.
Perfect. So if we go to our Sim Toolkit Pro, so folks, today we're going to be carrying approximately 2,500 pounds of fuel out of Lima 06, and our flight plan is quite simple. We're going to be departing runway 33 direct to Tritus, and then direct to Fang, and then it's our SID into San Jose International through the Razor 4 SID. We're going to be doing an ILS, runway 30 left, I think, so we're going to ignore what it says here. Our cruise altitude today is 40,000 feet. Yeah, you got that right. So it's as the captain mentioned at the beginning, the runway is a very short runway, so it should make for an interesting takeoff from Furnace Creek. So we're going to get started. Let's see here. We've got the fuel. So as you can see here, this is about 2,500 pounds of fuel. All is looking good here. We're going to open the GPU panel and connect the ground power unit. And now we can hear the ground power unit in the background. And first thing first, I believe we're going to push here on the oxygen. We're going to leave the batteries alone for now. Bring up the GPU. And the gen's on auto. It bleeds on auto. And the pneumatic bleed. Should this go on auto as well?
Yeah, most of the systems are automatic, so when you are getting in the aircraft, you want to make sure that everything is in the auto position. And yeah, you can switch on the battery if you want now, because you have the supply of energy, so you won't drain the battery dry. And yeah, everything else is going on auto, basically. It's a very simple aircraft, as it was designed to be a single pilot aircraft, so Embraer made everything simple for the pilot. You have to understand that in theory you can pilot in real life. You can fly this with a private pilot license, an instrument rating, and a multi-engine rating, and then you can go in the type rating process of the Phenom. In theory, in practice, most of the insurance company wants the pilots to be ATP rated, or at least commercial pilots.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting to know.
Yeah. But the manufacturer made it very simple, so you can, again, in theory, you could fly it with a private pilot license.
I see. All right, so we've got the batteries on auto, we've got all the electrical systems, the aircraft is powered up, TCAS test has ran, and all is good. We're going to come down here, and we're going to make sure the engine ignitions are on auto as well. Parking brake is set, landing gear is down. Let's go ahead and arm the emergency light. All right, all looks good. Should we enter now the flight plan?
Well, you can totally do it now. I saw that your thrust levels were on full. I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with my throttle quadrant.
Yeah.
It just always starts there with almost all the aircraft.
It's an explained thing.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and enter our flight plan. And to do this, we're going to go on flight plan. Ooh, what do we have here? All right. Let's go ahead and delete all of that good stuff here.
If you, as it's the default Laminar G1000 behind it, it will remember any flight plan you entered from the previous flight.
I see.
So yeah, you
All right,
delete it, but
so-
it's okay. It's quite simple.
Yeah, it is a simple plan. So let's go down. We need to do that. All right, so we're going to go direct to Tritus. So TR. TI. All right, and enter that. And then we're going to fly direct to Fang. What did it do? No. All right. And enter. And then it would be our SID, which is the Razer 4. So we are going to first enter San Jose. So Kilo, Sierra, Juliet, Charlie. And then we can select the approach. So procedure, we're going to first select the arrival and enter. And that's our arrival, Razer 4. And enter that through the Fang transition. And we're going to...
Of course, you want to double check with the charts that you are entering the good procedures, and it looks like what you have on the chart. It's easy to miss a letter or a value in the seed or star name. So you always want to double check with the charts. Just a good practice thing.
Yeah. And shall we do 30 left.
Well, I think we can plan for 30 left as
right.
on the east side of the airport, so 30 near 30 right. It's the regular airlines. On the west of the airport, near 30 left, it's more like business aviation, and I believe that is what we are concerned.
All right, perfect. Now, for some reason, I'm not getting the altimeter on the SimBrief plan, so we just gonna go here and get it 2986. So we're gonna set it here.
In doubt, what we want to do is to set with the baro setting, you want to set the airport altitude in the. If you set the airport altitude while on the ground with your altimeter, you have your altimeter settings set, so it's okay. I believe it's minus 210 feet, but I am not 100% about that.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not getting the information on the SimBrief for Lima 06. I guess there is a lack of information there.
That's possible.
Okay.
Lima 06.
We want to set our altitude to 40,000.
Yeah, that's it. If you turn the baro, if you set the baro until you read minus 210 on the altimeter, you will be set the correct baro setting.
Is that about right?
Yeah, if you read 210, yes, between 200 and 220.
Right about there.
Yeah.
Yeah? All
yeah,
right.
yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. So we've got all of that set. What else do we need to do? Shall we close the doors now?
Yeah, as you want. We can close the baggage door for the moment. I believe that the ramp agent loaded the baggage up.
All right, perfect. So all the doors are now closed with exception of the GPU. We've got the fuel, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and turn on the nav lights. And is there a beacon here? No beacon, huh?
No, that's an interesting feature, of the Phenom. The beacon is automatic, so you just have to turn on the nav light, and then whenever you will start an engine, the beacon will turn on automatically at the start.
I see. All right, so we've got the GPU on the left side, so shall we start the right engine first?
Yeah, it is common courtesy to start the right engine first because the door is on the left. So if you have anything going on the door or anything, you want the door to be the engine on the side of the door, so the left side to be off if you have anything happening with the door or something.
Oh, I see. And the hydraulics should be open at this point?
Yes.
All right, hydraulics and fuel pumps on auto?
Yes, everything
Okay.
on auto and the crossfeed must be off as per the checklist. I believe that if we do a before start checklist, it will be quite helpful to know if we did not forget anything.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So before start checklist, let's see here. We go to the Avi tab and charts.
As we are progressing, I have the chat just near me. I see a question from Mr. Maximus. May I answer it?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So Maximus is asking what is the most difficulties of this project for this aircraft. So I believe the question was what was the most difficult part of this project, the Phenom. I believe that it was developing the automation of the aircraft. If the pilots have not much to do, the computer has to do it. So it was complicated for us to get it right because the computer can only do what it has been told to do. And yeah, we went through lots of bugs. It was very interesting and challenging, and it allowed us to understand more of the automation process within X-Plane, and we will use that knowledge to on our next project, which is of course the new Falcon 8X.
Perfect. All right. So before start, checklist, pre-flight and test completed. Oxygen bottle, push, packs, auto, oxygen press, dispatch, electrical panel. So let's go here to the electrical panel. And it says we need we've got about 28 volts, which is okay. Bleed panel, all auto, check that. Fuel panel, pumps, auto, X-feed is off. Hydraulic pumps, both open. Pusher cutout, pushed out. What's the pusher cutout?
Well, the pusher cutout is located just right of the fuel panel.
Oh, okay, this one here.
For it to be pushed out, so when a button like that is said pushed out, the light must be off.
Ah, okay.
Just make a test, yeah. If you want to test it, just go ahead.
All right, perfect. That's done. And ice protection off as required. Pressurization and AC panel is checked. Do we need to do anything there?
Yeah, you just want to check that everything is on auto, so the ECS is auto and pressurization is auto also.
Yeah, I think all good there. Let's see, engine fire panel pushed out.
Yeah, so again, like the pusher, you want the light to be out and the guard to be on it.
All right, perfect. That's all done. And then let's see, ignition both on auto is, start, stop and EA stop and off, that's done. Ignition both on auto. Thrust levers idle. Flaps speed brake are up and closed. Parking brake is set and the doors are closed. So we are ready now for engine start. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and start the right engine. And I suppose we just go to run and start, correct?
Yeah, correct. Totally correct. It's the startup process is very easy, quite like in an Airbus. So the FADEC does everything for you. And then you just want to check that the FADEC is doing his things and that the engine is not passing any limits of ITT or N2 or anything. You want to check that everything remains in the grid, basically.
All right, all looks good. Go ahead and disconnect the GPU.
Yeah, you can totally. The electric system being 90% automated, it will switch between the GPU and the generators automatically depending on what you selected.
Gotcha. Remove ground power unit, close the GPU panel, and now we can start the left engine.
Yeah.
Shit, bus off. Right, looks like we have a good start. Maybe the engine sounds are not audible from, I think I've, hang on, sounds, yeah, I think, we'll just give it a little more sound here.
Well, the engines are it's quite quiet in the plane, to be honest. When you are taxiing,
Oh, okay.
when you are taking off, that's another story. But yeah, but whenever you come in cruise above, let's say flight level 300, you won't almost anything but the air conditioning and pressurization.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a very quiet airplane.
All right. So we will do the after start. GPU is disconnected. Emergency, did we arm it? Yep, it's armed. Stall protection, we did not test that for sure. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and test
So you
it.
go to the test panel and just press the test. It's better to have the yoke displayed when you do that test because it shows that the stick pusher animation is working.
Ah, gotcha. Right, ice protection. Let's test it.
To test the ice protection, you need to have at least 72% of N2, so on both engines.
70 you said, yeah?
72.
72.
You have to, yeah, N2, not N1.
All right. So should we give it some power and try it out? Or
Yep. Yeah, you can.
And two.
And whenever you, yeah. You don't need to be exactly at 72%, but anything above 72 is okay.
All right. And now we can test the ice protection.
Yeah, and you have to see 2 CAS message, 1 advisory and 1 caution.
Ah, got them. Okay.
Very good, so it's working. Now you return the test knob to off and you reduce the thrust.
Okay. All right. So all good here.
Easy.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the flight plan. All right. And so that's before takeoff. So we'll wait. Should we set our flaps? I think you said we're going to have to do flaps too because of the short runway, correct?
Yeah, of course. So as a general rule, if your takeoff run, so the runway available for takeoff is very short, you want to have more flaps. The maximum takeoff flaps in the Phenom being flaps 2. You want to take off with the flaps 2 settings to have the shortest takeoff run possible.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll do the before takeoff once we're lined up on the runway. How about that?
Yeah, completely okay. You can do it whenever you are reaching the runway, on the runway, taxiing on to the runway. It's completely okay. Just before taxi, I think it's good for if we do the takeoff briefing and the speeds.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. These speeds right there. So that we need to, again, go back here. And we need to go to the performance.
Yeah.
Is it here? Or is it on a...
Yeah, it's in the app. You have to press the cross and to... Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's
manual.
this manual. It's a different manual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one with the Phenom landing on the picture.
Yeah, all right. Let's...
I believe it is that. No, that's just the other side of the checklist.
All right, so flight manual, this one, right? The flight manual.
No, it's called performance.
This one?
Yeah, performance.pdf. Phenom 300 performances.
All right,
Yeah,
is this
that's
the
it.
one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's one. Okay. And we are interested in page 24.
Page 24.
Yeah.
All right.
So for the viewers, the first thing you check whenever you're using this these tables is that it's the takeoff table, of course, the flap settings, the fact that the runway is dry or wet, so the runway state, your ice protection setting, it's all on the beginning, so you have everything. Yeah, exactly. So for today it will be no ice protection departure, so ice protection off. You want to check the airport's pressure altitude because you have different settings to go through, and almost every possible airport is covered with the altitude. And then you want to see the temperature. So today I believe it was 23, so we will round up to 25.
Yeah, right there.
Then you go through 25 and you go until you can see the on the line, you go until you can see the runway length or above. So our runway today is 914 meters long.
Yep.
So 914, 25. The lowest value is 889, and then you go up at the weight, and you can see that our maximum takeoff weight performance limited today would be 7,600 kilograms.
Yeah.
I believe that we are taking off at 7,100, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know that we are not takeoff limited, weight limited, so we go to the closest weight for us, so that is 7,200. Then you go back down to 25, and you can see 876 meters of runway. I forgot the word. Required, sorry. And below you have your V-speeds, so V1 and V-rotate are at 99 knots, V2 110, and then you go all the way down and you can see your VFS, so that is velocity final segment, at 128. So that means that if in case of an engine failure after V1, we will climb until 400 feet above ground level at V2, so 110, and then you will accelerate the plane until 128, and then climb at 128 with the flaps off, flaps up. Sorry.
Perfect. I think there is a question
Of course.
Nico Vision. Do the real world pilots reference performance manuals, or do they use an app to get the V-speeds for takeoff and landing?
That is actually a good question. We have three possibilities. The first one being what we have done right now. So we went through the manufacturer data. So that is all from the Phenom Pilot Operating Handbook, POH. Then manufacturers create applications, like Embraer does it with a software called Opera, which calculates everything and anything in just a click. Dassault does it too with a Falcon app that calculates your V-speed. And then you have a third option, mainly for mainline, so big airlines that always fly to the same airports. They make their own performance calculations, so it's the same numbers but given in a different format and made by the company that's operate the airplanes. You have many different ways. The most used in general aviation and private aviation being the manufacturer data.
Thanks for that, Captain.
What
was our V2 101?
100 V2 110, V1 V-rotate at 99.
Okay. V1 V-rotate 99, 110, VFS is 128. All right.
Yeah, correct. All correct.
Perfect. And we can now go to, ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see, normal checklist. And let's see here. All right, so we've got that. That's done. All right, so after start checklist we've done. So we've got the before takeoff, which we will do as soon as we're lined up and ready for departure. All right. Parking brake is released. And we'll give it a little bit of power here.
Yeah, and let's go. So you said that the wind were 250 for 250 at 8, you said during the briefing today?
Yeah, I think we can bring this up again. Let me just bring up the map. So 250, 8 knots.
Good question. It's a full crosswind, so Yeah, I don't know. I would take off from runway 33.
Okay. Probably a good idea to put this on landing and turn on the strobes.
Whenever you're entering the runway, as you're taxiing, you want to go on the PFD and the soft keys at the bottom of the PFD. You want to go to X transponder and set it to standby. Just standby, not alticoder, because it will switch to alticoder automatically when the weight is of the wheels.
Oh, okay.
That's a nice feature. Just put it on standby and forget about it.
Wow. I'm sure those who fly on VATSIM will appreciate this feature very much.
Yeah, that's a standard G1000 feature, and we were able to reproduce that without any hassle.
So Guillaume, the G1000 is a custom, but it's actually based on the default Laminar G1000, isn't it?
Completely. We used the basis of the G1000 because it is quite good as a default avionics package, and we modified the MFD with the custom engine information system, so EIS, and we added our custom system pages with system synoptics. Everything is custom. And also we have what we are running now is our custom synthetic vision plugin made by a good friend of ours, which is Oscar Pilot. And you have a fully functioning synthetic vision plugin on the default Garmin G1000.
Wow. So how long does it normally take to develop an aircraft at Aerobask, something like the Phenom or all the other I can imagine that they would probably require different amounts of time, but on average, how long does it take to do all
I
this?
have an exact answer for you for the Phenom. We officially started the development of the Phenom in October 2020.
October 2020. Oh wow!
So that's about a 6 month duration to create it from 0 to version 1.4.
Oh wow! You know, I'm always fascinated by the sounds on this aircraft are phenomenal. I just absolutely adore the sounds, and it's make or break as far as I'm concerned when the sounds aren't right. But this one is so perfect that it makes it makes for a really very immersive aircraft. So what is normally the process? Maybe as soon as we take off, we can start talking about
Of course.
the sounds. Yeah. So
let's do it.
Let me see here. All right. So before takeoff, checklist, takeoff config, takeoff. Okay. Now there is a config. Is this we're supposed to press?
Yeah, close to the throttle, just above the speed brake button, right of the you press it, and then if it says takeoff okay, you're good for takeoff.
All right. CAS is checked. Signs, I don't think we've turned them on, so let me turn them on.
No, they are on automatically, and they are located left of the yoke.
Gotcha.
Just right of the.
All right, so they are in the on position the way they are now.
Yeah. For those of you asking, PED stands for Personal Electronic Devices because you have power outlets in the cabin for the passengers. So during takeoff, you want the PED to be off, so that's why you have a PED, and the seatbelt sign will be on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's to avoid, in case of an emergency, to avoid passengers messing with cables when they need to evacuate.
I see. Yaw damper off, ice protection as required. They're tested and set. ATR is green. Passengers advised. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, ATR stands for Automatic Thrust Reserve. It will help you in case of an engine failure during the takeoff. and give you additional thrust when you lose the engine. You still have to push to maximum reserve thrust to engage the full power of the engine, but it will give you a little buff from the takeoff from the toga setting. It's between the two.
I see. All right, looks like we're good to go. And passengers advised, exterior lights as required, transponder, we won't worry about that. It will take care of itself. Should we put the FD on?
If you want, yes. If you have mapped it, I don't know if you have the toga button mapped on your joystick. If you don't, well, it's
I
okay.
do, but it doesn't seem to. Let's see here. I have have the brakes pressed, so we're gonna because this is a short takeoff. We're gonna apply maximum takeoff thrust. And what did I do? I think I messed up the altitude.
Yeah, just double check it better. So on the Phenom, you don't have an auto throttle, so don't expect anything like that in the real aircraft too. And do not worry, there is no auto throttle or anything like that. If you on the throttle, you still have the toga button, just located at the thumb of the throttle handle, and it will bring on. Yeah, the red button. If you press it, it will bring on the flight director at the correct pitch for takeoff.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. Should I apply some power or should I just immediately press the button?
No, you can apply it at idle. It's no problem.
Okay, let's do that. No, doesn't want to do it.
No, it doesn't want to do it?
No. All right, I'll just go to toga power.
It doesn't want to.
All right, release the brakes. Man, listen to those sounds.
We have two good engines, everything is good.
V1, rotate. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a short one, right?
Yeah, positive rate, gears going up.
Yeah, you don't want to wait too long at V1 with such short field, but it's okay. Then you just climb at VFS, maintaining VFR, and everything is fine.
Right, so we're going to climb to, so the speed needs to be at about 128, correct?
Yes, totally, but now that we are above 1,000 feet above ground, we are completely free to go at the speed we want, and also to retract the flaps and engage the yaw-damper.
Alright, flaps are up, yaw-damper engaged.
And then for the initial climb, you want to climb at around 180 knots. That's a good climb speed.
Okay, I'm going to set this here to 180. Right.
And you can reduce the pitch and reduce the thrust to continuous climb, so CLB, whenever you feel ready for.
Right, there we go. Beautiful scenery of Orbic's True Earth.
Yeah, amazing scenery of the Death Valley. It's quite a nice view to have, and I'm glad you selected this airport. The VFR departure is quite amazing. Yeah, and you can see that you have quite a good pitch angle for the departure, and it's a rocket climb of this little thing.
Listen to those sounds. Wow. Gotta love it.
So for the sounds, we have our own sound designer at Aerobask. She's called Daniela from Argentina. Hi to you, if you're listening. And she makes amazing work. We did some quite advanced recording in the Phenom 300. And some recording that enabled us, her mostly, to get a sound like working with the echo reverberation inside the cabin and the cockpit. She was able to design a 3D sound map and reflection in the of the sound behavior inside the aircraft to give the most realistic sound design possible for the Phenom.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some advanced things, and that was one of the most interesting part of the project for me.
10,000 feet, landing lights are off.
And yeah, I believe we can make the after takeoff checklist.
All right, after takeoff checklist. Let's see here. Landing gear is up, flaps are up, yaw damper is on, thrust levers MCT, pressurization checked, altimeter is checked, eyes protection, and exit lights as required. And after takeoff checklist complete.
Amazing. And then yeah, Q8, you have a good experience with flight simulation flying. How do you feel the Phenom being? Because I see that you are flying it. How do you feel it?
I absolutely love the Phenom. It happens to be now one of my favorite aircraft, along with the legacy from Aerobask. Everything from Aerobask has been, it's met my expectations in terms of the design, the 3D model, the sounds, the immersion that it offers. And I'll tell you, we've been flying this now, hand flying the aircraft, and it's quite fun to hand fly as well. So one of the things I really like about Aerobask aircraft is that they're always finished. So they don't actually release anything to the market that's not finished. And that's something I have a lot of appreciation for.
Yeah, we made good efforts to release the Phenom with the most complete, all the features completed. But I have to admit that we made a mistake that was with the trim rollout warning. I know that a lot of people complained, and I understand. I apologize for this the 1.0 bug. You had a trim warning getting on every time the autopilot was touching the trim. You have a trim warning going on. That was our mistake, because we implemented this system very shortly prior to release, and we forget to enable one thing to inhibit the system for it to work very good, nicely. So again, we apologize. Lesson learned. We will not do it again anytime soon.
All right, we're gonna go to flight plan. Let's see, direct to FANG. Right, flight plan. There we go. All right, how about we engage the autopilot?
Whenever you feel ready for.
All right, let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. Autopilot engaged. Nav mode selected. And do we do flight change?
Yeah, you want to climb with the flight level change mode, as it will hold a constant airspeed, so it will avoid your speed to bleed too much as if you were in vertical, and it will give you a constant stall protection, so you will never stall the airplane in flight level change unless you select a very low speed
Ah, okay.
to climb with.
So I'm going to take it to about 250
So-
knots now and then allow the aircraft to climb.
Yeah, we mostly climb at 230 to 240 knots, but 250 is fine. We can do it.
Okay.
The best climb performance is between 230 and 240. And then when you come up to higher altitudes and you switch to Mach, you want to climb at Mach point 63 to 65.
I see. Okay. Oh, by the way, we forgot the altimeter. Altimeter is 29902 and 29902.
If you want to avoid the hassle, you can just press STD on the
This one?
on the backup.
Yeah.
On the backup, you press STD, and then on the G1000 from your mode now, you want to go back, then PFD, and that is barrow. You want to go in standard barrow.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and then it will say standard on your altimeter.
Perfect.
So when you want to go back to an altimeter setting, the same, you click again on standard and it will come back to altimeter.
I see. Oh, and you can change it here as well. By the way, I really like this feature where you can change the speed here with the mouse. Really nice
Yeah.
feature. It comes in handy. Looks like 0.6.
That's-
We're going to take it to 0.63.
Yeah, 0.63 is very nice. So
Let's.
I see a question
Yeah, go ahead.
on the chat about the trim. It now shows a low trim number for takeoff. Shouldn't be higher as the autopilot calculates a higher number for takeoff. Ryan, that is interesting that you say it. I've noted it, and we will see if it is a bug or if it was intended. I have no information about that, but yeah, it's noted.
Here is some wing views for you guys. To enjoy this scenery, I highly recommend, by the way, if you're looking out for something that's... I have, by the way, the north and the southern part of California, Orbix True Earth, and totally worth it. Just look at that. Look at that engine.
And now
Gorgeous.
that you are on the wing view, viewers can notice that the wing is very, very slick. So that's a real aerodynamic design, and it is quite swept back, which is interesting and will give you that nice Mach 0.76 cruise speed in the higher altitudes.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you guys actually develop the plane and the plane goes out, how do you guys receive the feedback from the community when there is a criticism, for example? How does that make you guys feel? Because I'll tell you, Guillaume, I know, for example, there were developers of an MD-82 and they got bashed by by the community, and they just completely gave up on the development. They stopped developing the plane. So how do you guys deal with that?
Well, it depends. I believe that constructive criticism is a good thing because it drives us to always improve for the community. But we also received some weird criticism and bashing for things that in our eyes were not justified. It was a very low amount of such criticism, but we received some anyway. We try to deal with them in the most diplomatic way possible, and when we realize that the person is hopeless and will continue bash us for any reason he finds, we just stop talking to him. But for all the guys that had and will continue to have constructive criticism for us, we are open. We have the .org forum dedicated to the Phenom, feel free to post if you liked it, because we have a part for it. Feel free to search for a topic if you have something that looks like a bug. We mostly have an answer already posted for that. If you don't find the answer, feel free to post a new thread. We are constantly monitoring the forum. The awesome community is helping us too on that part. So we have you covered. We are listening to you, and we will continue to do so on any aircraft that we created. So you can have confidence that even if you buy an older Aerobask aircraft available on the store, we are here to answer your questions as fast as possible and as precisely as possible.
Well, thank you. That's very good to hear. And by the way, just as a content creator, I get the same. I mean, I get a lot of bash, I get a lot of people, you know. And normally when it's constructive criticism, then I take it to heart, embrace it, and start working on, you know, improvements. And of course, there's the the haters, as they call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just love to. Some people just love to complain. Just have to deal with them because that's how life is going. But if you have an idea, a constructed idea of why you would like this to be something to be done in a different way, yeah, feel free to ask. We're here to answer. We're here to discuss. But yeah, don't be afraid of a no. If we answer no to your idea of anything, it's not because it's not against you or your idea. It's because we might have a different vision of the things, and that is because we love to hear constructive criticism, because it always allow us to not being completely hands down and in a tunnelization effect on the product.
There is a question, where can I find the true PFPX profile for this aircraft? Well, I'm not sure about PFPX, but Guillaume has actually pointed out to me that there is a profile for SimBrief, which I am using for this flight. What I will do is I will provide the link to it in the description section once the stream is over. So I'll just post the link there, and you can just click it. It will take you to SimBrief. You can save it, and you're good to go there.
Yeah, I don't believe that we have a PFPX profile. I'm not sure. The SimBrief profile, I'm 100% certain that it has been done by a community member. If you're looking, thank you to you again. Very nice work, very helpful. And thank you again. Very great tool for the community. So I don't know what altitude we are passing. I believe we are passing flight level 370.
Yeah, 370. Now, why is the speed going down?
Because now you are in Mach climb. Because
okay.
you passed flight level 300, so you can see that the pitch is holding for constant Mach, and of course, if you continue climbing, you have less air to push on the pitot-static system, so you will have less indicated airspeed, but your Mach number and true airspeed will continue to remain the same as the flight director and then the autopilot are making sure that you hold that constant Mach.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the stall protection. Again, for stall protection, and with that method, when you're using the flight level change mode, you make sure that you have constant performance, climb performance. So you always have the same numbers, give or take, depending on the temperature, humidity, and air pressure, barometric pressure, but it's all about the same.
Less than 1,000 to go. Let's switch to external viewer here. Just, wow, look at that.
So yeah, now that we are in cruise, I let you configure the airplane for the cruise. Let's talk a little bit about the Falcon, because I know that a lot of people are
Absolutely.
waiting things about the Falcon. It is still in development. We are, yeah, quite happy of the development stage from now. Nowhere close to release for the moment, because we don't have the sounds implemented. Some systems are missing, you know, the usual work in progress stuff. But we are making good progress now. The Phenom 300 allows us to test new way of thinking, to develop the systems, to optimize. We made a very hard work on optimization. As you can see, the Phenom is very FPS friendly.
It is
And,
very FPS friendly indeed, yeah.
And the Falcon will be too. Even if it's a study level, it will be a study level aircraft. The very first one for Aerobask, so we are quite happy with that, and taking the challenge to develop a full study level aircraft. It will feature most of the flight manual stuff and systems in it. I cannot say much more about it, sorry.
Okay, that's understood, of course. Now, Guillaume, you're a real-world pilot. So, aside from Aerobask, what is it exactly that you do as a real-world pilot?
Well, I have multiple jobs in aviation, aviation-related, flying-related, because of the current situation. My main work is to fly what is called pipeline patrol. So I fly single-engine Cessnas quite close to the ground with a task specialist beside me, and we are crossing all the fronts to make sure that pipelines are not leaking and they are not being threatened by, I don't know, groundwork, digging or anything like that. So we are paid by the pipeline owners to check that the pipeline is not leaking.
Oh, interesting.
Also, I'm working as what is called a safety pilot. So I made some flights in a Phenom, the Phenom 100 to be precise. That opened me the job at Aerobask, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So a safety pilot is used to like a co-pilot, but you're not type rated on the aircraft, so you cannot have your hands on the control. But you can talk to the radio, help the pilot flying with all the stuff, reading checklist, preparing briefings, getting the ATs, etc., etc. And yeah, it was great fun. I made a few flights on the Phenom 100. And yeah, I'm working at Aerobask. I am the documentation author and creator. So all what you are reading, the performance manual, the procedures, the flight manual was created mostly by me.
Oh, wow. That's very good to know. Quite an accomplished pilot, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say quite accomplished right now. I consider myself as a baby pilot, still learning. I know a good pilot is always learning, so you know.
Absolutely. I mean, we all learn. I mean, in whatever profession we're in, we continue to learn the. Yeah. Now,
I strongly believe that life in general is a learning, constant learning adventure.
I totally agree. So what is this? So Burger Pops is saying, I've never been disappointed with Aerobask. You're doing a good job. I second that, Burger Pops. Aerobask is really one of the best developers for X-Plane. The quality of the aircraft they produce is second to none. In terms of the visuals, the deep system simulation, the sounds. I remember the Legacy RG is and the DA62 were one of my absolute favorites by Aerobask. They just continue to impress the community and create those really high quality add-ons. So
Well,
Guillaume,
thank you for the kind compliment. Yeah, we will make sure to continue our efforts to improve on each and every aircraft. I think the team continues to learn the ropes and everything. We continue to improve, and we strive to improve on each and every product we will release.
now Guillaume, I remember you told me that you actually recorded the sounds of the Phenom from the real aircraft. Can you explain that process a little bit in a little bit more detail? I'm
Yeah, of
just
course.
I have the interest in knowing how does it happen.
Well, it happens firstly because from my being a real pilot, I know pilots around the region. I know company owners, airline owners, aircraft owners. Know a little bit of people. And when Aerobask hired me in the team, I immediately proposed to the guys. Yeah, I know a Phenom owner. I can ask him if we can use his aircraft to record. And then yeah, it went on like that. I sent an email to the owner. He said, well, I'm interested because I use X-Plane, and I was always wondering if there will be a Phenom 300 for X-Plane. Very glad you asked me about it, and of course, come in next week at the airport at 1 p.m. and we will open the aircraft. You will record around the aircraft, and yeah, all good.
Oh wow! And then of
So
course I assume that you have special equipment to record the.
Yeah, we rented a special microphone for the occasion.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it took an afternoon of work, a complete afternoon from 1 to 5, 6, and we had access to the aircraft all that time, and we pressed all of the possible buttons except the fire extinguisher buttons for obvious reasons. And yeah, we pressed all buttons in the aircraft. Most of the caution warning sounds were recorded in the aircraft. The general ambience was recorded also, so with the air conditioning, the engines, the pumps doing their work and making obvious sounds while making their work. And yeah, I sent it all to our sound designer, Daniela, and she made an amazing work
Absolutely. Yeah.
to make it.
I remember she did a really good job on the Legacy RG as well. The sounds on that aircraft is just phenomenal, really. So I think I think if you guys continue in the sounds department in the same way, man, I tell you, I'll buy all of the Aerobask aircraft without even thinking.
Yeah, I strongly think and believe that we are not going to let down the sound department for sure. It has been always a very important point that I think some developers still lack. I think the sound design now will make or break an aircraft. Even if you have the most realistic cockpit design, textures, 8K textures, whatever. If you have bad sounds, you won't have an enjoyable add-on.
All right, I think we reached the top of descent mark, so we need to begin descending. Do we do flight change again, or do we do VS?
No, this time you will have to go. That you will not. But we strongly, it's a good practice to go in the vertical speed.
Okay.
So a quick calculation for your vertical speed is to take your ground speed and multiply it by 5. Sorry.
All right. So we're saying about 1,200.
I cannot read your ground speed. I believe, yeah, 400. That's more 2,000.
Oh, so four times about
400.
2,000.
Yeah, 400 times 5.
All right, 2,000 feet per minute.
2,000. Yeah. And then you just adjust the thrust to hold a constant Mach descent until flight level 300.
Okay.
So
That's
that
our
will require you to give more and more thrust as you descend because the air density increases.
Increases,
so
that's right, yeah.
And you will have to give more and more thrust to...
All right, let's check our chart at, so we're landing runway 30 left. And we're going to go and check Navigraph here real quick. That's my previous flight. SimBrief. Ooh. All right, that's fine. So we'll just look for San Jose, and we'll go to the charts. And from the charts, we're going to go for 30 left. And let's bring the overlay here. And the frequency is 110.9. So I'm going to go ahead and key that in. 110.9. And we'll make that the active. We don't need it on both sides, do we?
No, you just need it on one side,
Okay.
like in most of the aircraft
Right,
that
so-
are
So that's done.
equipped with it.
And if we look here, we need to take a note of the platform altitude, which is 2,700 feet. All right.
Yep,
And-
you can the 2,700 feet you're talking about is called the minimum procedure altitude.
Ah, okay.
At least that's the best translation I can
Now-
give you from French to English.
Now here, we're saying 22,000 feet, but we're still at 34. Do we need to go faster? So-
22, 34. Yeah, I believe that we will have to increase our rate of descent. Just give me 1 second. We are passing flight level 340 and we want to be leveled at Clyde at 4,000 feet. So that's 3, 4. Okay, give us 100 nautical miles. 10, and then the store. You said the Razor. We are going through the Razor airnav arrival.
Yeah.
Which waypoint are we passing?
We're passing through, ouch.
I love. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, flight level 190. Yeah, we are a bit high, but it's actually not that bad. Just reduce the thrust.
Thrust is at idle.
Okay, and you can increase to 2,500 feet per minute.
All right, we're at 2,600 feet per minute, so
Well, increase to 3,000.
okay, let's do that. All right, 3,000.
Okay, you will see that the airspeed will increase. That's okay. You can go until the red line. It is called VNE descent. It's a type of descent you will use during an emergency descent, but you
I
can
see.
also use it in a normal descent, normal accelerated descent. Let's say.
I see. Yeah, we're passing through the San Joaquin Valley.
It's looking very pretty outside.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do some wing views there. Where is it? There we go. Actually, what is... Is that what it's supposed to do in terms of the contrail?
You have the... Okay. So, if anyone from Laminar is watching, we have this problem with many aircraft. Please fix the control system, Laminar. Yeah, it's caused. I don't know why Explain does it. It's doing it when you are idle.
Oh, I see.
With a contract. I don't know why. No one in Aerobask knows why, but yeah. So if anyone from Laminar is watching, please fix.
All right, we're down to 26, and I think we're still too high.
Yeah, we are a little bit too high, so if you want to, you can increase the rate of descent even more. We are pressurized, so it's not an issue to get down fast. If you want to maintain a reasonable airspeed, you will have to deploy the speed brakes. Be aware, they are very efficient.
Okay, yeah, I've noticed in one of the flights that they are just extremely efficient.
Yeah, they are quite large for the size of the aircraft, the weight and the size of the wings, so they are quite efficient. And indeed they are, because they also serve as ground spoilers. So when you are landing, you don't have reversers on the Phenom, so you have carbon ceramic brakes with brake-by-wire, so anti-skid, and you have ginormous spoilers to help stop the aircraft in a reasonable distance.
I see. That's good to know. Yeah, I think we're descending now faster. I'm still a bit worried because 14,000 in 10 nautical miles.
Yeah, I think that if we continue descend at this rate, it's good. We have to stop at 8,000 at Seco and 5,000 at Scopper, then 4,000 at Clyde. I think that we can do it. We are just reaching Nicket.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's okay.
13. That's 20, 31, 35. 35, about 50 nautical miles. Yeah, I think we should be fine. All right, let's.
At such rates, we are completely okay. A bit high, but it's not the end of the world.
All right, where do we get? Let's get the bearer reference. I think we can get it from. Let's see here. All right, 3006.
Okay.
Right, let's set that. 3006. And right, all set.
Okay.
All right, so 14,000 feet. I think we're good now.
Yeah, I think we're good. We can go back to a normal descent. So that is ground speed times 5 and.
Man, look at this! Wow,
this
looks
that's
awesome. Yeah, so ground speed.
1,000.
Yeah.
1,700 feet per minute descent would be okay.
All right.
So we are landing at around. Okay, do you want to perform a flaps full landing or a flaps 3?
We'll do a flaps full.
Okay, so are you ready for the approach briefing?
Yep.
Okay, approach briefing. We are expecting 30 left at San Jose. The airfield is VF4, altimeter 3006. Our VAC and VREF will be 109 and VFS will be 125. Landing weight expected at 6,800 kilograms. We are expecting 30 left, vacating by the left in case of a landing. Minimums are 200 feet AGL, so that's 260 indicated. In case of go around, straight ahead to 1900, passing San Jose VOR, then following the radial 303 until RTAC and hold at RTAC at minimum of 6,000 feet.
Right, so descent checklist, approach briefing completed, landing data set, windshield heat is on. What is that?
So behind the yoke on the ice protection panel, you have to turn on the windshield heaters when you are descending.
Oh, okay.
I cannot remember why. I believe it's to avoid icing that was unforecasted to build up on the windshield, but I might be wrong, and it might have to do with temperature difference and glass resistance during the descent.
I see. All right, I think we are approaching 10,000 feet. We should be at 8. So we're, no, beg your pardon. We should be at 9, no, 8.
So what waypoint are we reaching?
We are at Seco, 8,000 feet. We are at 10, so we're slightly higher.
Yeah, but we can still increase the rate of descent again.
Yeah.
And be level at scope at 5,000 feet. So yeah, I believe we can increase to minus 2,500 feet per minute. And if you want, you can deploy speed brakes to slow us down a little bit, because if we start to come high now, it will be complicated for the approach.
So this is a speed brake, yeah?
Yeah, the speed brakes have only 2 positions, closed or open. You are mostly going to play with it to maintain a decent speed and not slow too much. So.
That's XP realistic. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's not shaking that much.
Oh my god, yeah.
In the real airplane, you barely feel the effects of the speed brakes.
Well,
you will hear them, but it will not shake that much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we're coming in too fast.
A little bit fast. I think that we can use more speed brakes to get down. Anyway, if we get too fast, our safety altitude is at 5,000 feet. So if we maintain 5,000 feet, we can make a 360 by the left or the right. I believe left is better because it's the side of the holding at Skopje, and we can lose altitude in the 360, then come back on course.
All right, let me deploy this just one more time. All right, let's see here. Should stop the shaking now. All right, so that's 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
So I believe we have to.
No, actually, we need to go down to 4,000 now.
Yeah, we go down to 4,000 to be at 4,000 at Clyde, and then we switch to the approach chart. Speed 240, a little fast, but again, yeah, we have. What is our altitude? 4,700. Yeah, we're a little bit high. I would make a 360 by the left to slow the things down, get at the right altitude, and everything in the box.
What am I doing?
We are at what? What is our indicated airspeed? 200? 190?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, actually, it's okay. 4,000 feet. Did we pass Clyde?
Yeah, 2.6. So I think, I need to hold altitude Forgot totally about that. So let's hold the altitude at 3,300.
Yeah, we are inbound GNS, correct?
Yeah. So I think
Okay.
I think we're looking okay.
3,200. Yeah, we are. Right now, you would want to be at around 180 knots.
All right.
And if we are inbound GNS, yeah, now you want to. What is the? Yeah, you want to switch your to heading mode,
All right.
and then switch your CDI to VOR lock.
All right. Heading. And let's go back. Localizer 1.
Okay. Very nice.
Ooh, speed.
Okay, and then you can resume to navigation, and you can arm the APR mode, so that is approach mode, and whenever we intercept the glide slope, it will follow it.
Right, we're looking good.
Mm-hmm. So when you see the glide slope coming down at 1 dot above, flaps 1 then 2, and when you are on the glide, gear down.
All right, so should we go flaps 1 now?
Yeah, flaps 1. Can you zoom a little bit on the PFD?
And I think we should lower the landing gear now.
Yeah, gear flaps 2, speed more or less 160 if you can.
Check, flaps 2.
High speed. High.
I can see the runway now.
Okay, amazing.
And our approach speed is what, about 120, 130 knots?
128.
128, perfect.
And then our above threshold, passing threshold, you want to be at 109. Yep, 109.
Perfect.
Have a good landing. Don't forget that this airplane requires little to no flare.
Okay. Wow, this looks amazing. Look at that.
Yeah. When you are passing 4 nautical miles, you want to be configured so flaps full, gear down, speed brake closed, lights on, and
Right,
let's rock and roll.
so what is our current flap? Flap 2. So we go to flap 3 now?
Yep.
Flap 3.
And then you can go to flaps full.
Right, and flaps full.
Okay, and landing checklist. So the most important thing is the gear. So gear down, I see 3 green. Flaps full, speed brake are closed, lights on, ready to rock and roll.
Yaw damper is off.
Yeah, you want to switch the yaw damper off.
Yaw damper is turned off.
And heck, if you want to switch the autopilot off and have fun
Yeah.
while landing, feel free to do so.
All right, we are at about... All right, let's go ahead and turn off the autopilot.
Autopilot.
My aircraft.
Your aircraft. And then you want to slowly reduce to around 110 knots to be stabilized and have the correct pitch. Don't forget to use trim to help you keep the glide path, because you will need to hold the aircraft nose up as you are slowing down to maintain the glide path. Very nice. We are on the localizer, on the glide path. Speed looks good.
Approaching 30 left.
Some crosswind there for sure.
Oh yeah, a little
Although,
bit.
yeah, although I'm seeing zeros on the PFD, but
Might be a little bit of turbulence. Okay, so you see that we are coming in for the landing at a positive attitude. So you want to hold plus or minus this pitch while landing to give a good firm but not hard landing. Nicely done.
could have done better, but
Yeah, you minus 200 in this aircraft is very nice. You have a trailing landing gear, so it will completely dampen your landing, even at minus 300 feet per minute.
oh really? So
Yeah.
is that considered like firm or?
No, it's considered standard, normal.
Oh,
You
okay.
touch down in the touchdown zone at the correct speed with the correct attitude. No, completely okay.
Wow, perfect.
Your objective is to always touch in the touchdown zone. That's what you aim for.
All right, let's retract the flaps.
And you can see that the brakes are absolutely amazing. Like, they will stop the aircraft on the dive.
Oh yeah, yeah. I noticed. They're very efficient.
Yeah, carbon ceramic, directly taken from the motor competition like Formula 1 and Le Mans.
I think we can turn off the strobes.
Absolutely.
Taxi,
And then-
strobes off.
And then you see the control tower on the left. You want to taxi to the right or to the left. You have signature FBO to the right and Atlantic FBO to the left. So your choice.
Okay, I think we'll go to, let's see, we'll go to the left.
Okay, let's go to Atlantic. So Atlantic, you taxi via Juliet, Golf and Victor. Juliet, Whiskey 1, Golf and Victor.
Well, folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this flight from Furnace Creek to San Jose International. It was definitely a lot of fun, Guillaume, having you. I wish I could do all the flights with you now. It's definitely very different. The pleasure is all mine, sir. It's you know, it's very different when you have a real pilot's perspective on things, and I think you're a good instructor as well. So I think you provide instructions very clearly, which kind of helps. So if we were to rate the entire flight today, what would be your rating for the flight?
Well, my rating will be, I said a solid 8 out of 10. Why not 9 or 10? That's a little bit because of me, because yeah, I was busy talking about the Falcon, etc., and I completely got myself out of the loop for the descent. So we came a little bit too high, too fast. But we did a good recuperation. We had the time to brief the departure, the approach. Everything went fine. So yeah, a solid 8.
Well, perfect. I'll take 8.
What would be your rating? What how much? What is the rating you would give to your flight?
Well, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 as well. I mean, I wouldn't give it anything more than that because I'm too tough even on myself. So there's always an area for improvement. So yeah, nothing is. To me, it's very difficult to get a 10 on anything.
So,
yeah.
if you allow me, I would love to ask the question to the chat. What on a scale to 0 to 10, what would be the rating for the flight, chat? Let's see what they have to tell to us about this flight. And so now you can go to your left whenever you feel ready to, and park just on the left of the white line, and we'll be good to go.
I think this is a good spot.
Ah.
Right there. Right. Parking
Superb.
brake is set. And all right, so shutdown procedure.
Well, the shutdown procedure starts with the parking brake being set. Then you turn off the taxi light.
All right, taxi light off. Nav lights off.
And then you just set the engine control knob to stop. And the engine will stop.
Oh, wow.
Because they are disciplined like that.
Yeah.
Then you see on the screen, you can see both of the off messages are displaying. The engines are spooling down, and whenever
Yeah,
you want,
right
you
there.
can open the passenger door,
All right.
release the seatbelt sign. You release the seatbelt sign whenever you want the passengers to disembark. Turn off the hydraulic SOV valves, so hydraulic pumps to closed. And then whenever you want, you can turn off the batteries, so because they are not required anymore. Don't forget to turn off the windshield. I forgot to tell you, you have to disengage the windshield heaters after landing. But that's on my part too. I didn't check the procedure.
All right. So everything is turned off here. And we can open passenger doors, open the luggage. All right. Well,
And
folks.
then
Yeah, go ahead.
we can fill in the paperwork, because aviation is all about papers.
Oh, God, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, on short flights, you mostly spend the time with the paperwork more than flying, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the good side of simming. You don't have to make any paperwork.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll keep simming then. All right, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at a replay at the landing, and then we're going to go and to the giveaway. And yeah, we're going to, let's see here. Let's see. There.
Oh,
That's too far. Yeah, I think that's good.
so as you're making the replay, I'm going to do an average of the chat notation. So 8, 9.
Man, just look at this aircraft. Look at the lights. Every little detail was thought of when developing this aircraft. It's really amazing.
Yeah, we had a good. So Stefan, who is the 3D designer, had a good material to work from That is documentation from Embraer or pictures taken from the internet or the aircraft in itself, and he was able mostly because it's easier to reproduce the reflection, the lightning, everything, mostly of visually from the aircraft.
Man, look at those landing gears. Wow.
Yeah,
Again, really fine details there.
yep. Your average from the chat was 8.5.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, thank you, guys.
Quite good. And your landing was good too. On the touchdown zone, near enough of the center line. You hold it on the center line. The rollout was short, but not hard braking, so that is comfortable for the passengers. In business aviation, comfort is everything.
Absolutely.
You want to fly smooth. More than in mainline. So, very nice job. I think you'll do a nice cockpit pilot.
Oh, thank you very much. Coming from you, I'm flattered.
Well,
All right, folks. Now is, let's see here. Oh, it doesn't want me to do, all right. So we go there. And now we are going to go to the giveaway. And as it is always the case, the giveaway is going to be announced in the chat. So let's see here. I'll give you guys the stats. All right, so we've had, let's see. Ooh, that's a lot of people. We've had 117 total entries, and just as a reminder, there will be 3 lucky winners today, and one of the copies is courtesy of Aerobask. I want to thank them again for that. That's very generous. And 2 copies are courtesy of the Q8 Pilot channel. Just before we make the draw, in order for you to, if you're a winner, please send me an email at info@q8pilot.com, and I will get you sorted out in a couple of days or so. All right, here we go. Let's pick the first winner. And the first winner is Diego Betterini. I hope I said your name.
congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Diego Betterini. I hope I said it correctly. So you're a winner, and you're going to get a free copy of the beautiful Phenom 300 by Aerobask. All right,
Yeah,
let's
our
go
pleasure.
to the second winner. Pick a winner. And the second winner is D. Pimental. Or Pimental. D. Pimental. Congratulations.
Also, congratulations, Mr. Pimental.
And the third winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Monish Johnson. Or Monish Johnson. Congratulations, Monish. You're the third winner.
Yeah, congratulations to all of you. I hope on behalf of Aerobask, I hope that we will have a nice flight in the Phenom. Don't forget to tell us in the .org forum that if you liked it, or if you have constructive criticism about the Phenom, feel free to post it on the .org. We are still monitoring the forum, and yeah, enjoy your flights.
Well, Guillaume, I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. It's been an absolute blast to have you on the channel here, specifically on the stream. I really enjoyed having you, and I'm sure all the Q8 Pilot channel followers have enjoyed this video. It's been educational, entertaining, and I want to really thank you very much for taking the time for being here as a special guest. Really appreciate it.
Yes, my pleasure. I would like to thank you very, very much for the acceptation of my presence here on your stream. Yeah, on behalf of I think the community, I would like to thank you for your hard work, your quality content, and we hope that you will keep on striving on your quality and good content for the community. And yeah, it's a pleasure working with you, Osama.
I am most humbled, sir. Thank you very much. Well, folks, this is it for today's show. I hope that you've enjoyed it. And as it is always the case, until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.
Blue skies, everyone. Bye-bye.